Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Mirage Madness for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic Wacky Worlds expansion. A desert oasis has been discovered and would provide a beautiful location for a park. Transport to the oasis has been provided. Your objective, to have at least 2,100 guests in your park at the end of October, year 5, with a park rating of at least 600. So 5 years is quite a long goal then. 2,100, not a huge amount. This is the first expert scenario on the expansion. So this is the entrance area then. Let's have a look. Let's turn off scenery a second. Okay, so we've got 2 chairlifts and we've already got some shops and things like that in the middle. Let's look at the land we own. Okay, so we don't own any of that. We do have building rights though, so we could build a path over it, I suppose, if we wanted to simplify things. Oh, hang on, there's underground paths as well. Let's turn that off. So the guests have a choice of either going on the chairlifts or walking underground. Let's turn the scenery off. Oh, there's a dead end there, so we're gonna have to fix that. We'll bring that up. So we've got 2 chairlifts and also a monorail station as well. And where's the monorail here? Oh, it's that one there. Okay, so we've already got 3 rides then in the park, so that'll start bringing the guests in. I'm gonna keep whatever rides and things we've got. I'll just tidy up the pathing. So this scenery's annoying. Okay. So these look fairly standard then. Let's check out the underground view again. Yeah, I might tidy up some of the pathing, but I'll keep the rides. No problem at all. I think let's have a look at what rides we've got then. We've got transport rides, probably won't need any more of them. Good selection of gentle rides, plenty of coasters to start. Not a fantastic selection of thrill rides, water rides, and a load of shops. So I think the thing we're missing the most then is thrill rides. So let's ram our research into that. Put scenery back on. That's going to get annoying. So this stuff then, I think some of these look like the large scenery, so that we'll have to delete that using the scenery deletion tool. We won't be able to, it won't automatically delete when we're building. So I think what I'll do, just to begin with, I'll tidy up some paths, and if I've got space, I'll just put some flat rides down as it was, put some more shops down, maybe some more shops over by the entrance, wherever that's gone, over here. Yeah, and I'll just do that, see how we go, because we are going to get a decent influx of guests to begin with. Are we charging? What are we? Okay, there you go. So we're charging for rides. I think what I'll do is, we've got 5 years, and considering how complicated the pathing is to begin with, I think I'll go very aggressive on the pricing. That way then we can make a load of cash, and if we need to hire tons of staff at the end, we'll have enough money to do so. End of year 1 then, just under 1,000 guests in the park. Park rating is fine. Added a few more shops, cash point, that sort of thing at the starting area. Let's go down, and then what I've done is I've just put some flat rides then in between the existing rides. So we already had the chairlifts and the monorail, so I've just rejigged those. I've changed the color of the exit paths as well, just to make it stand out, make it a bit easier to spot. And then, so what have we got then? We've got 2 pirate ships, so they're sharing an exit as well. 2 swinging inverter ships. We've got an observation tower, one of those diamond twisters, Ferris wheel, a maze. Look at them. Look how dumb they are. It's just a big empty square. They still can't find their way out. So I think that just proves that you don't have to do anything complicated with the mazes. The actual hedges in the middle don't do anything. Circus, they've got decent capacity, and then at the end then I've gone for 3 pairs of my cheap and cheerful coasters. So we've got the cutback corkscrew, good excitement on these. We've got the junior coaster, and we've got the looping roller coaster as well. And I've gone for the garish colour schemes in order to try and win the dazzling colour schemes award, because that'll give us an extra boost of guests. So we're charging £10 a go for them, £3 for a photo. Guests all seem to be loving it. Got a little first aid room as well on the exit. Because of the way the pathing is on this scenario, I just want to make sure that there's as few guests being sick as possible. Yeah, so that's it for the first year. We're almost halfway to the goal. I think I'll carry on building down here. I've been deleting quite a few of the trees and things. I'm not going to need to delete that many more. I think what we can do now is build maybe some bigger rides, some bigger coasters or something. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward so far. So I'm just going to carry on and see where else we can build. End of year 2 then, we've got 1,800 or so guests, only a few hundred to go then. One thing I have done is on this chairlift here, there was huge queues. And one of the reasons for that is because the entrance and the exits are the wrong way round. So if you see this guy here in the black top, wait until he gets on. So he's gonna, no, okay. No, okay, third time lucky. He's on. So now, he's a bit slow as well. Okay, we'll watch the guy in the brown top then. Walking all the way to the end of the platform, then getting on, and then they have to go all the way back. So there's a bit of a delay. So one thing I could have done is I could have rejigged the paths, but I couldn't really be bothered to do that. So what I did is I just went in and I changed the maximum waiting time down to a second. And then what that does, it just means that the cars aren't waiting so long. So instead of there being a big jam of all the chairlifts queuing back to about by here, there's literally no wait now. So that's pretty cool. It was a few bits of sick there, but other than that, it looks okay. So just over here then, I wanted to try making a really small compact jet skis, because the guests love the jet skis. So let's turn the scenery off a second. So it's a 2-tile long station that gives us 3 boats. The excitement, for excitement, that's really high. Most of the time, there's no one on that one. Let's look at this one. So most of the time then, they come out and they just go straight round. Sometimes they do have a bit of a wobble halfway through, but generally it's a very quick and simple ride. So we're charging £3 for that. The excitement's 4-ish. So this one's a bit higher. It's probably because there's some more trees or something. Oh, hang on. That lands a bit off there. There you go, it's better. And then just down here we've got helicopter ride, just to add some extra capacity, because we are going to need we haven't got a huge amount of pathing. The pathing that we have got is a bit complicated, and we're going to need over 2,000 guests. So I need to have quite a bit of capacity on the rides, and this ride here does add quite a bit of capacity. This is 22 cars, 2 passengers per car, 44 guests, plus let's have a look in the queue, another 48. So that's about 100 guests off the paths. And then just down here, then I've deleted loads of trees in the middle, just to make room for some future rides. So I've still kept all these. We haven't got rid of everything. And then we've got a River Rapids just here, Mali Rapids, decent excitement on that. And then this one, again, going for something, trying to do something quite cool and compact. So we've got go-kart track just here, desert karts, good excitement on that. But in the middle, what I've done is I've built 5 separate, oh, hang on, guess getting lost or stuck. I'll have a look at that in a minute. 5 separate mini golf courses. Now, the mini golf courses have got very low throughput, and whether you add 1 or 2 or 3 holes, it doesn't really do much for the excitement. It does add a bit, but I don't think it's really worth it. So what I wanted to do is just try, similar to what I did with the jet skis, just try building something compact and seeing how it works. So decent excitement really for what it is. 2 excitement. We're charging £2 a go. So each of these will get a good few guests off the paths as well. And the go-karts, decent queues for those, and then a splash boats. These are probably the best ride for getting guests off the queues. So we've got Atlas Mountain drops, 25 boats, 16 passengers per boat, and it's nowhere near full. There's tons of empty boats there. So what have we got? We've got 87 guests in the queues, because quite a long queue. It takes quite a while for them to walk to it. Another 160 guests on the ride itself, but we've easily got capacity for another couple of hundred more guests. But yeah, we're doing well. We only need a couple of hundred guests. We'll do this fairly simply. Let's have a look at the guests. We're not struggling for rating. Too crowded. There you go. Won an award for the park with the best gentle rides. That's because I've got 10 gentle rides. So we've got 5 mini golf, so they all count as as one gentle ride each. So that's 5. Circus 6, Maze 7, Ferris wheel 8, Observation Tower 9. Where's the other one? The helicopters 10. Cool. Do I have any others? Award for the park with the best roller coasters. So that's because I've got at least 6 roller coasters with certain excitement, I think. So yeah, doing well. Only a couple of hundred guests to go. The guest numbers starting to fall, but I think we'll be fine. Let's crack on. End of year 3 then. Guests in the park, starting the plateau. So one thing I've done then is I've reduced the prices of the rides. So I've put the flat rides down to £1. I've made the transport rides free, and I've reduced the price of the roller coasters to £5. They were 10, so I was going very aggressive with the pricing. Guests in the park is slowly starting to creep up as a result of lowering the prices. So we should be fine. What I've done as well, I've just renamed the coasters. So we've got Chad Cutback, we've got Funisia, kind of like Tunisia, but fun. What have we got? Libyan Loopers. Already got a name for that. Yeah, we've already named that one. And then my new coasters then, gone for some bigger coasters. So we've got Ostrich Oasis. This one here, my suspended coaster. And then we've got a wooden coaster. So I've got a loop going around the lift hill. So I like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Nice sort of mid-course brake run just there. Also added some of the tall grass and some trees and things like that, just to boost the excitement. We got a nice 8.15 Western Saharan Woody. And then just over here then we've got Death Stalker Scorpion. I've spelled that wrong. Okay, I've left an A out. I'll fix that. So lay down coaster then. Some nice inversions. Check out the stats. Decent excitement. Intensity's okay. As long as it's not more than 10, we're fine. Guests are loving it. Nice big full queues. Guest numbers, as I said, they are going up. Now I've reduced the prices. So we should be fine now. I mean, I wasn't really worried before because we weren't that far away from doing it and we were very aggressive on the pricing. So I think what I'll do now is I've got an idea for a train, maybe connecting this side over to this side. I do like the idea of keeping as much of this as possible and then having like a safari train, that sort of thing, a way for the guests to see some of the animals or whatever. So I'm gonna crack on and I'll see you later. End of year 4 then. Guest numbers, fine. We've got over 300 more than what we need. We needed 2,100. So we're doing fine there. So I've built a path then connecting the sides and I've got some food stalls and some seating areas just over the water here. So I like the idea of them sitting here and watching the animals or whatever as well. Nice bridge over the wooden coaster. So that'll give it a bit of just a tiny little boost there. So there's the first train station just here, and then the second one then is just over here next to the coaster, and it just goes here, there and everywhere really around the wooded area. Decent excitement for that. Just under 5. Coaster's free, so we're getting a lot of guests. Let's have a look. What have we got? We've got 45 in the queue plus another 40 on the ride as well, and it's pretty much empty. We've got capacity for loads more guests. Added a few little animals around the place as well, just so that the guests can have a look and take some pictures, that sort of thing. But other than that, I mean, we're pretty much done now. I like the park as it is. So I think what I'll do is I'll just run it on fast forward now for the last year or so. Maybe do a few little minor tweaks where needed, but other than that, we're fine. I mean, the rating's up on maximum. Not having any issues with that. Tiny little blip earlier in the year, but other than that, it's been perfect all year. So I'm going to crack on. I'll see you at the end of the year for a recap and pass in the scenario. End of year 5 then, only a couple of weeks to go until the scenario ends. We needed 2,100 guests in the park with a rating over 600. We've got just under 2,500 guests in the park with a rating on maximum. So when we came in there, we already had this little area here with the chairlift and the monorail built. Just added some shops and some an ATM and zoned some workers, and that's it. I haven't looked at the area since. So the chairlifts come down. There's a monorail underground as well. Also a couple of paths. One of the paths was leading to a dead end, so we fixed that. And then when we came down here, then we had the monorail and the chairlift stations. So I've just tidied up the pathing slightly as well, but I've kept the rides and added a ton of gentle rides as well in between the existing rides and built a few extra rides just up here. Gone for a really compact design with the jet skis there, and something I did as well further on down with all these little mini golf courses there. Built 6 very sort of cheap and cheerful coasters. All these, there's tutorials in the tutorial section to build all these. They'll make you a ton of cash. We were charging £10 a go for all of these coasters. At the beginning, we did reduce it at the end of year 3, I think it was, because the guest numbers were stalling at around 1,800, 1,900. But ever since we dropped the prices, dropped all the coasters down to £5, transport rides free and flat rides £1. Ever since then, the guest numbers have just gradually gone up, simply because the guests aren't spending all their cash really quickly and leaving. River Rapids just down here, go-karts around the mini golf, nice big splash boats. Hasn't been anywhere near full at all, so we've got plenty more capacity. And then built some big coasters then in the middle, nice big wooden coaster here, a suspended coaster, and a lay down coaster over here. After that, then the guest score was fine. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to keep as much of this scenery as possible. So I just added a little path across the water with some shops and things, and then connected the two areas up with a train station. And that's broken down. Mechanics heading for it. So that's fine. Only a couple of days to go then. Quite a nice scenario, to be honest. When I first saw it, I did think it was going to be a pain, but it was all right. I haven't really had any issues. I did go aggressive with the pricing at the start, so that's enabled me to be able to buy more staff than I usually would. But yeah, we got loads. I mean, considering I've got so many handymen and mechanics, so I've added some extra security guards things for the seating areas there, and an entertainer as well, just to make us eligible for the best staff award. But on there, we've done it. Fantastic. Stew. Yeah, this was a good scenario. I did like this scenario. So after the last one, I was a bit bummed out really by that the scenarios some of them were quite bad, but this one, I enjoyed this one. So if the rest of them are like this, I'll be very happy. So this was Mirage Madness. I am Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.